Real Hair Crimes. My name is Courtney and I am your host. You are watching the Babe Hair Extensions YouTube channel, so like and subscribe and leave us a comment. We love to know what you're thinking. So last week we did part one where we told you the story, and I'm just going to recap it really quickly and then we're going to get into part two, okay? So if you'll remember, the first story was about 8 bundles of fusions that were put into this client's hair. She had an updo that was needed for a wedding. So there's a lot of bobby pins, hairsprays. If you know anything about updos, there is usually a plethora of products and teasing and all the things that go into this. So maybe even some braiding, whatever. So this client did her updo with all these products, hairsprays, bobby pins, and then after the wedding, just went to sleep with the updo in. Then all of her friends were going to the beach, so she decided to go along and jumped into the waves and had a great time. And then called around 6 p.m. going, oh my gosh, like I have this whole mess in my head and my roommate tried to get it out with olive oil and chopsticks and nothing is budging. Come to find out, you had to take it all out. Like we had to actually cut her hair and then microbond that section to make it look normal again. So that was story one. Story two, if you'll remember, was the model who laid down in the sand with the waves just crashing over her, which I'm sure made for beautiful shots, but maybe not the most hair friendly. So last week, if you'll remember, we gave you a video and talked about why you should not have your extensions just all willy-nilly at the beach, okay? But this episode, we're gonna talk about the real hair crime and what you should be doing. So what is the real hair crime in both of these stories? It's actually not protecting your hair when you go to the beach. And along with that, it's also, not combing out your hair. Story, remember, she had an updo in her hair. You really need to take out all of those pins, remove all the hairspray. It's always advisable, regardless if you have extensions in or not, after an updo to take all the pins out. It's actually really uncomfortable to sleep on too. If you've never done it, don't do it. It's not worth it. But take the bobby pins out, brush your hair from root to end, even like shower out that hairspray, whatever you need to do. But especially if you're going to be going to the beach, there are very specific things that you should be doing to not only protect your hair extensions, but also just keeping your hair in a nice, tidy order. That way, when you come out of the water from being like a fish or a mermaid or whatever your jam is, you have all of these things. Now, life's a beach, usually, but remember, your hair extensions need to be protected. Okay, so here's a demonstration about how to protect your hair extensions. And then I also am going to talk about doing sunscreen on your extensions too, and the do's and don'ts of how to use sunscreen and the right sunscreens to use. Here we are coming into fall, winter time, and I don't know about you, but I love going away to a beach or something during the winter months because it just makes you feel warm and cozy from the winter blahs. So if you are one of those people that is having a beach wedding or just a beach vacation and you have extensions in, it's perfectly fine, but here's some suggestions to protect your hair. So the real hair crime, remember, going to the beach with all the pins, the hairspray, not protecting the hair the right way, as you saw in video one. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And how to solve it, right here. Here you go. So the way we protect the hair is by brushing the hair first. We always want to make sure that we want to get all the tangles out from root to end before we decide to do anything else. After that, just get the hair wet. Just use regular tap water, get the hair wet. When you're putting a lot of water on top of the hair into the extensions, it won't absorb much of anything else, so you want to get it wet. Then spray the leave-in conditioner of your choice through the strands. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just spray it on there, comb it through. And then we want to braid the hair. You can do any kind of braid you want. French braid, a simple 3-strand braid, it doesn't matter. The whole point of this is to just keep the hair more together. No messy buns at this point, y'all. Just don't do it. So make sure you're putting a braid in the hair, secure it with an elastic, no messy buns. After that, go have fun. Go be a fish, mermaid, whatever you like to do in the water. When you're done being a fish and a mermaid, come out of the water and at least rinse your hair. At this point, it doesn't have to be completely shampooed, but rinse the sand, the salt, the chlorine, whatever, out of the hair. As you can see, the unprotected hair is just dry and damaged and not at all great. But the protected hair with the water and the leave-in spray and the braid, it is a much better solution. So undo that braid, comb it through. At this point, you're going to want to go ahead and shampoo any residual salt or chlorine or sand out of the hair. And then I suggest a deep conditioner as well. Make sure that you're always protecting your hair. Along with this, I really want to talk about sunscreens because there are specific sunscreens that are not good for your hair extensions. So as you can see here, I just have a generic brand of 30 SPF, but it has a chemical in it that is not good for hair extensions. And then I also have the same 30 SPF, but from a mineral sunscreen brand. So it doesn't have any harsh chemicals in it. And I want you to see what happens when I spray the hair. The reason I have some leave-in spray here is because a lot of times when you are using an aerosol sunscreen, sometimes the overspray gets into the hairlines and things like that. So I love using like a leave-in conditioner around the hairlines to kind of protect that from happening. So here I am spraying the extensions. These are blonde extensions with the 30 SPF, the generic brand, the one with all the chemicals. And you can see almost immediately it starts turning this kind of orangey color. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the mineral sunscreen. Now this does come in a spray form as well. I just had this cream form on hand at the time. So this is just the Sun Bum mineral brand, and I'm doing the same thing, just getting it onto the extensions. But as you can tell, it's not turning orange or pinky kind of colored. And that's really great. So we want to make sure that we're using something more mineral based. And there's a lot of studies and a lot of different Instagrams and TikToks on this if you want to take a look at those. And then here's just a nice close-up. You can see that this one sprayed with the Equate 30 SPF was just, orangey and nasty. So just be aware of your sunscreen usage and what type is going on there, especially if you have blonde hair extensions, because it can and most likely will turn the extensions kind of a pinky orangey color. So make sure you're using your sunscreen, protect your hair, but make sure that you're doing all the good things for your hair. So now that you guys have seen the wrong way and the right way to protect your hair while at the beach from both the chlorine and the ocean and the sunscreen, we want to talk about your favorite part, the discounts. Well, it's my favorite part. I hope it's your favorite part. I hope you guys are taking advantage of these amazing savings. We come up with these codes and these discounts to help you guys out as stylists. So today's code is VACAY, and this is going to get you 15% off hand-tied hair extensions. Why hand-tied hair extensions when we're talking about fusions? Because we already gave you a fusion discount. That's why. So 15% off of your hand-tied hair extensions. Now remember, we do have two categories of sewn-in. One is hand-tied and one is machine sewn. So hand-tied hair, 15% off if you use the code VACAY, V-A-C-A-Y. And while you're snagging that code, go book your beach vacation. So don't forget to join us on TikTok and on Instagram at Babe Hair. Come back here and visit us on YouTube at the Babe Hair Extensions channel. And then don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Also, stylists, go to babehairextensions.com to snag your deals and discounts. And don't forget to sign up for our Babe U, our Solutions Academy. What crimes will we come up with next? You'll have to wait and see. Until next time, crime solvers.